I wanted to quickly just come on to just share a little bit of insights. You guys may or may not know. Hi. So you may or may not know, I started off my business as a massage and energy healer. So quite a long time ago, almost 20 years, actually 20 years ago, because it's 2020. So 20 years ago, I started off doing massage and energy healing. And I was following all the same things that people before me used to do, which was give discounts, check out what your neighbors or prices are like so that you can stay in that ballpark, and kind of offer a slew of different services that would appeal to everyone. So like half an hour, 90 minutes. Sometimes we did 2-hour sessions. We did couples sessions as well. So I sort of grew up in the era, and we also didn't have Facebook, let's be honest. We didn't have Facebook to market ourselves. So I was like printing up like legit flyers and putting them on people's windshields for them to throw away. So this is the problem, is that I was sort of raised in the time to run my business following the business models before me. And maybe at some point they worked. And then I realized that they actually were not effective because I was constantly discounting myself. And let me know if this is like you. Amy, you said that's where you are right now. So I was constantly discounting myself. I was trying to help everybody. And by doing so, I felt like my schedule was never really full, or I had people coming in, but I didn't really love working with them. Like, I'm going to be completely honest. Like, I'm not saying that they weren't good people. It was just, they weren't like my favorite people to work with. And so there was a lot of there was multiple problems on multiple problems. And then once in a while, I would look at my schedule and I would see it would be full. And I was like, yes, because you all know a full schedule means money in the bank, and money in the bank means I can pay my bills this month. So that's what we're all trying to do, right? As entrepreneurs, we just want to pay our bills and maybe have some set aside for a fun day. But beyond that, I know there's a part of you, this is how I felt. I felt there was a part of me that was like, I know I'm destined for more. Like, there's got to be something more out there for me. I know I need to help more people, but honestly, I didn't know how to do that because I was just doing the hands-on thing one-to-one. And so again, I was following broken business models. I was only doing one thing. So I was kind of in this broke cycle, and I didn't know how to really get out, but I could barely just keep it going, so that 1 week I would be full of clients, and then the next week I was like, oh, there's 2, and then they all rescheduled. So, and give me some thumbs up and hearts if that's been you before, where I'm like, panic, no. And then I would be really waving the discount flag. Please, anybody come in. Prices are low. The weather is fine. I was just please come in. And so what was happening is I was just teaching my customers that I was kind of desperate for their service. I was I had no container, no boundaries around what hours and what days I worked. It was more what do you want? I'll just cater to your needs. So discounts, pricing myself like my neighbors. I was not really holding a container around who I wanted to work with or when I wanted to work. I would work all different hours, even though my energy is so much better in the morning. But I would do 7 p.m. 90-minute sessions. I have no business doing any kind of energy healing at nighttime. It's I'm tired, I'm depleted. And typically those kinds of days I had on my schedule, I would be and so you get into that fear place and that panic place, like you mentioned. And then that kind of breeds more of that, where we're just, it's a habit. And it's not your fault. It's only a habit that we've been doing the same thing again, perpetually on this broke hamster wheel, discounting, trying to help everyone, discounting, trying to help everyone, not being sure who we help, and not niching down, because we don't niche down because we're afraid. And I will speak for everybody, but if you have a difference of opinion, I would love to know. In my opinion, where I was afraid if I niched down to one small group of people, that I was leaving out all of these people and I wasn't helping them. And as a light worker, as a healer, I knew I was here to help lots of people. So why would I cut off this stream of income, right? It didn't make logical sense. But here's what happened. After a decade of doing this, I was exhausted. I was broke. I had nothing to my name really. And I was in and out of full-time jobs just to help me cover the bills. And I could never quite like make it work. Like I got a ton of people coming in, but not always consistently. And then not the right people. And so year after year of struggling, it finally dawned on me that I do need to help one type of person, because when I'm trying to like blast out and help everybody through my emails, through my social media posts, that message is falling flat. Because if I'm somebody and I'm looking for, I know I just taught a class called the Soulmate Client Workshop for a group of hairstylists. So if I'm looking for a hairstylist who specializes in balayage, and I see somebody posting children, elderly, like blowouts, and I see like men, like sweet little, like whatever that's called, I would be like, okay. Versus if I saw an account that's like Balayage City, and it's like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna pay attention. Do you see where I'm going with this? If you think of a doctor, a physician, a family practitioner, family practice, they're kind of like helping everybody. But a specialist does one particular thing, like a neurosurgeon or I don't know, you understand. But when you niche down, that's where you start to make more money, because people are looking for a specialist, an osteopath, like people are looking for a specialist in that field. So what we need to do as business owners is say who you are and what you do regularly. Now, there might be some fears around that, but hear me out. Focus your needs with your hours. I don't know what you mean by that. So you have to create a safe container. So the first step is also identifying who you work with. Now, a lot of people struggle with this, and that's exactly why I've created the Soulmate Client Workshop. So back in, the winter time, December, still winter, back in December, I actually taught, I didn't teach, sorry. Back in December, I took 25 hot seat calls with just people on my list. I put out the feeler and said, hey, look, I'm gonna open up 25 seats for hot seats. They're completely free. Hop on a call with me. They went in like seconds, okay? Almost every single person on those calls was struggling in some way to identify who they're even talking to. And if you don't know who you're talking to, then you're not going to be inspired week to week. You're not going to plan any content, and you're certainly not going to attract those people, which is then leaving you broke, and you can never increase your prices. You're still discounting. You're on that hamster wheel again. So this is where this work shows up. I was inspired by how many people have been struggling, and I feel like the biggest area that I can help you with is to identify your soulmate client. So what is a soulmate client? A soulmate client is when you open your schedule, maybe it's digital, you love seeing that person's name. Not only do you love seeing that person's name, but they light you up. You're like, yes, I can't wait to work on them. They love to pay me for the services. And when I increase my prices, they're like, go girl, you deserve it. You're so good. They refer their friends to you. It's that person that you love to work with. They love to work with you. They see you and you let them see you. So like for a long time, again, all those like 20 years I've been doing energy work professionally, and 15 of them, I was not letting my clients actually see the real me. I wasn't letting them know that I was intuitive. I wasn't even identifying as an intuitive really, because I was so like nervous that if I told them this weird part of me, that they were just gonna leave me. Ironically, the moment that I came out of my like spiritual closet and showed people the thing that made me the most vulnerable, the most terrified to share, was the moment where they got to see me and they all came flooding in. They're like, I'm liking that. I'm into that. Tell me more, leaning in. And so the very thing that I was holding precious, because I knew in my mind, my fear was totally running the show. It was like, if you tell them, they will leave. You will be broke, homeless, and on the streets. That's it. Okay? So I listened to that fear for 15 plus years until I finally realized, like, I felt like this guide from spirit that was like, you have to share your weird. You have to wave your freak flag around and let people know that you can help them. And what I noticed is I looked back on my schedule and I looked and I saw this correlation that I was helping entrepreneurs who are feeling stuck and overwhelmed over and over and over and over, that like my niche just kind of showed up in front of me. And as soon as I started saying, hey, I'm psychic and I help entrepreneurs who are feeling stuck and overwhelmed, all of a sudden they started going, oh my gosh, I've been needing you so much. I need clarity. I need the next steps. And like they flooded in. Now, every time I lean into this messaging, people go, that's what I need. That's exactly what I need. Now, that doesn't mean every single person who finds me buys from me. But what it does mean is that I'm offering value. So hopefully this video is offering you value right now. So the takeaways are, I currently have 2 businesses with 2 soulmate clients. Can I manifest both at the same time, or do I focus on one business at a time? Karen, that's a really good question. If you have 2 businesses, chances are your energy is not divided 50-50. That's really hard. When I was in that position, because I have a farm, I have a backyard farm, and I was going 50-50, it wasn't 50-50. The farm was going 30 and my business was going 20, and there was this gap in the middle that I was just losing energy. And so when I got really serious, I decided I'm just going to put the farm on hold. It's going to run itself as much as it really can. And I put some of that responsibility on my husband's plate, and I went 100% in on my personal business. What happened was massive growth and transformation. So what I would kind of say is there one business that you, if everything went amazing, you would say, okay, yeah, I'm going to drop the other one. I'm going to go all in on this one. If not, and you're still like, you really like both of them so much and you love them, then you're going to have to split your energy. Yeah, go all in, Karen, and watch what happens. That's the thing, is like, we can only imagine what it would look like. I've had clients who have service-based businesses, but they have their own little thing on the side, and they're really divided, and they really can't put all of it into one thing. So what it requires is faith. And so what we all have to do, and what I had to do when I niched down and when I finally said, here's who my soulmate client is, here's what I do, I had to have faith that it was going to work. Like, I really did. I didn't have any evidence that it was. But here's what happened, is that I was struggling for so many years, over a decade. I was struggling to make money, to make it consistently, to bring in the right soulmate clients. And I realized it was very, very simple. And this is what I love to teach, which is called the Soulmate Client Workshop. So what we do is I'm actually going to help take you through the process that I have been using with my high-level clients and other clients, some of my psychic business students, like a lot of people who have been wanting to open up their intuition to really use it to channel as like a little business secret weapon. So I'm going to take you through how to exactly do this. So it's a guided meditation. It's very simple. And I actually just taught it on Monday to a group of hairstylists who, most of them had never meditated ever before. Now, look, I don't, this is not to be braggadocious, but every time I've taken people through my visualizations and meditation process to open up their intuition, 100% of them come out with an answer, a result. And if not the very first time, then the second time or the third time that they listen to it. So the Soulmate Client Workshop will be recorded. So if you do join, you can watch it over and over again. But this is a very simple process, and I'm happy to share it with you. It's my joy to share it with you. And so how do I stop people from expecting free services at the drop of a hat? Stop giving them. Stop giving free services. I don't know. I mean, I give free services. Like I mentioned in December, I offered free hot seat calls, but that was because Spirit literally drew me out and was like, make this offer. I do everything from my heart center. Everything comes to me as a channeled message. And so I can teach you guys how to do that too. So you're offering great value all the time, consistently. You're attracting the right soulmate clients consistently. Your messaging is dialed in. Now, the best part of the Soulmate Client Workshop is that not only am I going to help you intuitively open up the channel so that you can understand who exactly that one soulmate client is and how to target her, how to talk to her, how to sell to her, and then how to fill your schedule. But the second part is my friend Deborah Flom, who's actually on this video right now. She's actually going to ground all this woo-woo energy work with a 30-day content calendar, social media content calendar. So that means you get the woo-woo, you connect, you channel, you get a ton of insights, and then you go, okay, how can we use it now for 30 days? And guess what? You can rinse and repeat the same exact content for 60 days and 90 days. And we are going to challenge you. Hi, Karen. We are going to challenge you 2, use that content for 90 days and see how your business transforms like that, because it doesn't happen overnight. It happens when you are consistently showing up and giving the same exact message to the right people. Boom. You'll lead with a strategy. Exactly. I'm going to see if there's a bunch of comments and questions earlier. So yeah, it is going to be amazing. So this Soulmate Client Workshop is something that I'm really excited to teach. Deb and I are so excited to work together again. You guys know her and love her. She's from the Love of Your Biz, and she's one of my best friends in real life. So we complement each other. My stuff is all the woo-woo to get it like out of your head and really into your heart center. And just for the record, that class that I taught on Monday to all the hairstylists, some of them were like already in tears just doing the work, and they're like, why am I crying? What's going on? And I said to them, the reason why you're feeling emotions coming up right now is because you're actually tapped into, first of all, you're working with a professional healer. So I'm holding an energetic container of unconditional love for you. And like, how often does it ever happen for you? Like, no one really holds that space for us, right? We do it for other people, but no one necessarily gives it to us. So not only are they in a bubble of unconditional love, but you're connecting from a deeper heart place. It's not from a place of like, well, you need to pay me money. It's like, I see your pain, I see your suffering, and I'm here to help and serve you. What do you need from me? What do you need? What's the price? How do you find me? Like all these questions, we're gonna just get all like it's like almost like if you had like a magic answer key that you could answer all these questions and get complete clarity and trust that information moving forward. Yeah, so to get the workshop, thank you, Deb, emilyarons.com/workshop. Really, really soon. Yes, I cried. See? So excited for the workshop. I'm excited for it too. Love that you're going to add how to utilize it for social communications. So Sonia, that's the whole point. Like if we just did intuitive work, like that's awesome and you can take it and run with it. But let's be honest, most people may have the answers and the key to the castle and not do anything with it. So you can figure out what type of person are you? Are you the type of person who takes information and can just run with it by yourself? Or are you the type of person that needs the information and like a little bit of hand holding to make it work for you? Because let's be honest, like putting together a social media calendar is probably like one of the last things you do, or maybe you never do it. That's why I love Deb, because she will help make it very simple, very doable. And every time people work with her, like I've sent so many people to her, they're like, thank you, thank you, thank you. She's amazing. She's such a great strategist. She's such a great coach. She calls herself the ideapreneur because like the woman is literally like endless ideas and she channels them all, even though she doesn't admit to it all the time, but she does. I'm a hairstylist and intuitive. How do I combine both? You'll figure that out. This is the thing, is when you can connect to your soulmate client from inside, hi Abby, you will get all the answers. So this is literally how I run my business. This is how, when I started following my intuition and actually doing the work consistently is the key, just committing to it, that's when my business skyrocketed. And now it's grown to the point where I have a team. I don't have to plan all my social media manager. I have a social media manager, but she understands who I am, who my soulmate client is, because she couldn't do a great job if I didn't know who I was talking to. And the more I show up, the more I help, the deeper the work goes and the more connection that we have together. So this class, we're holding it completely free. So all you need to do, you join Mastering Ascension. That's my membership. You join the membership and you get it completely free. That's what we're inviting people to do. So the membership is either $44 a month or $440 for the year. I would personally recommend doing the full year, because what you'll find is that consistently doing this work, you open up your intuition, you have the support from people, and what you'll notice is like what my most successful students get is massive intuitive downloads, great connections with soulmate clients, higher levels of income, like almost consistently, regularly, and like more and more all the time. They're getting signs all the time. And there's this community that's like nothing else. The support from this community is amazing. Again, discounting, pricing yourself like your neighbors, trying to help everyone and not niching down. Not having boundaries around your schedule when it's right for you, versus just like taking people whenever they can, versus saying, here are the hours that are working best for me. Offering a bunch of different services that you're not like like really, really great at. That's one I didn't really go into, but I actually took away most of those sessions and I only do 90-minute sessions. That changed the people who started coming with me. People who would do like a half an hour session, I was like, ugh. So I stopped doing them, right? So it's like, you need to be in your zone of genius. You have to always serve from your highest level. So if you're doing any of these things regularly, it's my ask. Please stop. All right, thank you guys for being here. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Lots of love. Bye.